Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I'm so rah-ray. As you know, my videos are about love, infinity, energy, creation, because we're infinite love, infinite energy, infinite creation. This is who we are. This is our nature. We are the human race. This is who we are. We are the human race. Okay, so today's video is about exercise 5. Exercise 5. So let's get into it right away. So I'm gonna read it a few times and then I'm gonna go line by line. Okay, so exercise 5. Productivity premise. Tasks, jobs, activities, and to-do lists. Scheduling and time blocking agenda. Priorities and urgencies. Commitment levels. Purposeful goals. Why, how, who, what, when, where. Time and energy management. Follow your heart. Signs and signals. Heartful flow states. Why, how premise. Optimize agenda. Make changes and updates as needed. So I'm going to read this one more time and then we'll dive into it line by line. Exercise 5. Productivity premise. Tasks, jobs, activities, and to-do lists. Scheduling and time blocking agenda. Priorities and urgencies. Commitment levels. Purposeful goals. Who, why, how, what, when, where. Time and energy management. Follow your heart. Signs and signals. Heartful flow states. Why, how premise. Optimize agenda. Make changes and updates as needed. Okay, so this is essentially an exercise based on the fourth primary element of compass, action. Essentially purposeful daily action, because the proof to manifest our free will is action, here and now, purposeful daily action. As you know, we all compass, all of us. If you're a human and you have a heartbeat, you have a heart, you are a compass. This is your nature, this is who you are, this is your DNA structure. So the first primary element of compass is identity and true self. Knowing who you are is fundamental. To know exactly, understanding your nature, knowing who you are, objective reality. Okay, this is extremely, extremely, extremely fundamental. Because by knowing who you are, then you will know exactly what to do, because it's your instincts, it's your nature. Okay? The human heartbeat, the electromagnetic field, right? The pulse of life, the pulse of creation. Who we are, the human DNA. We're light spherical beings with light spherical energy. This is our nature. We are the biology of infinity. This is who we are. And then the second primary element, and remember, love is the highest energy of creation. And we create with the human heart because it's the epicenter of our electromagnetic field. And the highest energy comes from the singularity of the sphere. And the singularity of the sphere is our heart. And the highest energy of our heart is love. So when we love, we're creating our primary elements. When we love ourselves, self-love, then we understand who we are, our nature, our identity, and our true self, because this is just the way it is. This is the way we have been essentially evolving for an infinite number of cycles into what we have become, light spherical energy, light spherical beings, compasses and sundials, who we are, the human race, a benevolent species. We live to love and we love to live. This is our nature. We want to feel good because this is our instincts. We live to love and we love to live. Happy lives, meaningful lives, purposeful life. The purpose of life is a life of purpose, the pursuit of happiness. Okay, so the second primary element is purpose, because we manifest free will with our consciousness and self-awareness, because we're intelligent, we're sentient, we feel, we're very much so. We are an extremely evolved species, the most evolved species in this universe, because we come from the epicenter of it. The central sun, this is where we come from. We are the species inhabiting the proximity, the closest proximity of the epicenter of the central sun of the universe, which we inhabit. Okay, this is our nature, this is who we are. We are the space structure density, the biological scale of infinity ourselves, because we channel the energy of the central sun of creation through our eyes, through our breathing, through our eating, with all the elements and all the energy. And this is what allows us to love with all our hearts and all our mights and create an infinite number of universes with our consciousness and self-awareness. So this is why it's so important to know who we are, because this is our nature. This is who we are. So on purpose is precisely that. Once you know who you are, you can have clear purposes, meaningful purposes, purposes that are there to advance your identity and your true self, our nature, which is love. And then the third primary element is time and energy, which is a big component of this video. As you can see, this video is an amalgamation, a merge of pretty much primary element number 3, the third primary element, time and energy, and the fourth primary element, action. Because once you have time and energy management of yourself as a compass, as sundials, as infinite eternal creators, who we are, our nature, then it becomes a lot easier to take action, purposeful daily action that allows us to what? Well, to do the things that we're supposed to do, because we're here to do precisely those things. This is our nature. This is what we're here for in the first place. Okay? And then the fifth primary element is why how. And we have the why how premise here, right? In this exercise 5. And then that leads to flow, which we have it here as well. You see, this is a complete union of most elements right here. For the most part, in fact, all of them are contained in this exercise. And that's our heartful flow states, because we are energy, we are love. Love is energy, it's the energy of creation. We create with the energy of love. It's the highest energy of biology, who we are. So essentially what this means is that this is essentially a full set, a toolkit. Exercise 5 is a toolkit that allows us to really create the universes, the infinities, with our consciousness and self-awareness by understanding our nature. Okay, and then the seventh primary element is true north, is understanding where we headed. You see, when, where, purposeful goals. And then we stay on path. You see, optimize our agenda. That's what we do. We make changes and updates as needed, but we stay the course, on path, on the way, on the journey, the stage of life, the theater of life, the journey of life, right? Our choice, because we manifest free will with a purposeful daily action. And then obviously the eighth primary element is destination, which is the results of what? Of our tasks, jobs, activities, and to-do lists. The things that we do every day, our schedules, our time blocking, our agendas, the way we go about it, priorities, urgencies, commitment levels, our purposeful goals, Who we are as a species is precisely this. This is everything coming together as one. Everything coming together as one. Okay, because we gotta follow our hearts, follow your heart, the signs and signals, because heartful flow states are precisely that. It's feeling great about who you are. It's feeling great in the moment, here and now, in the present moment, when the things that you do, the activities that you engage in, the tasks, they have to be, you have to love them, because by loving, you're creating the most beautiful things. In the end, it's all about love, because love is the highest energy of creation. It's at the epicenter of our electromagnetic field, our singularity. You see, because with the energy of love, we manifest our free will, our consciousness, our self-awareness, our ability to make the choices that will make us happy, that will make us love, and understand that love is a mechanism. Love is the key that unlocks our DNA structure, our infinite nature as compasses and sundials. Because love is its highest energy. It's like the central sun at the very epicenter, the brightest, hottest point, emitting all the light, creating all the elements that essentially create everything around the universe as a result, including life forms. So it's the same nature, because we are an image. We are this biological scale of infinity. And because we are the very epicenter of creation, we are the central sun of this universe. We're the closest that there is in terms of a biological life form to infinity itself, because we are the highest energy density at the biological scale. This is the human body is the space structure of this incredible light spherical energy that we are. It's all the resonance of all these organs and glands as one, as infinite eternal creators. Because this is our nature, this is precisely who we are. This is who we are as a species. We're a remarkable species. We're the most advanced, biologically speaking, species in terms of evolution in the universe, because we are the epicenter of it. We've been around for an infinite number of cycles. So we have become infinity ourselves. We channel the energy of the central sun, the energy of infinity itself through us, because infinity, we are infinity ourselves. So we can create just like infinity does. And the way we do it is by the biological structures that have evolved to do precisely that with our consciousness as our self-awareness, so we can take purposeful daily action and manifest our free will here and now with the love of our hearts. Okay, so now that you understand the premise, let's just dive into it, because this is fundamental, you see. So productivity premise. So what is this productivity? Well, productivity is one of the 10 dimensions that allow us to get to our true self, right? It's all the things that we do, right, with our time, every day, during the day, right? All the activities, all the tasks, all the jobs, all the to-do lists, all these things that we do day in, day out, from sunrise to sunrise, every day, from sunrise to sunrise, because it never ends. The sun never sets on planet Earth. Never. There's always sunlight everywhere on Earth. This is why we're sundials. This is our nature. You see? So every day from sunrise to sunrise, we do this. Every day from sunrise to sunrise, we do this, because this is our nature. This is who we are. We are productive species. We are creators. We create. And we create with our actions, with our purposeful daily action. This is how we create. And we need to engage the energy of our heart, because when we love with our hearts, we're loving with the highest energy of biology in the universe, which means our creations are going to have an impact across the entire universe and all the universes that we create as a result of our actions. Because we're this very unique and special species, the central race of the universe, that essentially has the ability, because of our DNA structure and our density, to manifest existences with our consciousness and self-awareness, eternities. We're co-creators of infinite eternity. So with our consciousness, we create. We create not only thoughts, but actual matter. We densify things. And the way we densify that is because we're channeling the energy of the central sun. And when that energy comes into us, it supercharges our DNA structure at the cellular scale of the human body, which is us. So by doing that, our DNA gets supercharged and allows us to tap into infinity itself, because we're infinity ourselves, because we're channeling the energy of creation, the energy that created everything in the first place. And by doing that, then we channel that energy to our hearts. And when we love with all our hearts and all our mights, then we start to create the most beautiful things, because our consciousness and self-awareness essentially is the consciousness and self-awareness of the universe itself, of infinity itself. Why? Because we're the very epicenter of it. And this is just very basic mathematics. The singularity is the singular point where all points meet. And the universe and all the universes that we have created, that we are the epicenter of, are essentially spheres that are connected to the very epicenter of our own creations, which is us, our heart, our consciousness, our self-awareness. And because this is the case, there is an infinite number of points on the surface of a sphere. And all these points, they lead to the singularity, the central sun, which is us. Why? Because that's just the nature of the singularity. That's just the nature of the sphere. The singularity is at the epicenter of the sphere, in this case, the central sun. But because we have evolved into central suns by consuming the energy of the central sun over an infinite number of cycles of evolution and biology, our DNA structure, us, the human race, have become the central race. So everything that we do with our consciousness is essentially to manifest infinities, because we're tapping into the energy of creation, not only from our own creations, but from the energy of creation itself that created us in the first place, that allow us to be conscious and self-aware, to come closer to the proximity of the central sun on this spaceship planet that we created an infinite number of cycles ago, for us to even evolve further. So we ourselves became infinity by consuming the energy of the central sun, and our biology became the biology of infinity. So we are infinity ourselves. Our consciousness and self-awareness as a species is a consciousness and self-awareness of infinity itself, because of our DNA structure, because of who we are, our space structure, our nature as a species. So the tasks, jobs, activities, and to-do lists that we have in our lives are the most important jobs, activities, tasks, and to-do lists of the entire universe, because we create everything with our consciousness and self-awareness. Whatever we do, we create with our thoughts, consciousness, and self-awareness, because those thoughts, our consciousness and self-awareness, our intelligence, our sentience, lead us to what? To our free will. So we take action with the heart energy, with our heartful flow states, the highest energy of creation. And this is everything that we do. Everything that we do that engages our heart is creating an infinite number of cycles of creation that has an infinite number of repercussions into the future and the past, because of our nature, because we're time and energy, we're here and now. This is who we are. This is what we have become as a species after an infinite number of cycles of evolution. So, okay, so let's break it down into simpler terms so you understand now who you are. So what our nature is. So the implications of your actions, the implications of your tasks, the implications of your jobs, your activities, your to-do lists, your productivity premises, that understand who you are. Understand who you are, because the activities that you engage in every day are essentially who determine who you are. Actions define you. So your actions are essentially the fill in the blank answer to who you are as a person, because what's in your heart is who you are. So what's in your heart, because it's the energy of creation, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation, leads you to the actions that you take every day, particularly when you're conscious and self-aware of your nature as an infinite eternal creator, as a co-creator of infinite eternity, who we are as a species, each and one of us. If you have a human heart, the actions that you're taking with your heart are the actions that impact everything that exists in all the universes that we have created ourselves, and the central universe that where we come from originally, that allow us to evolve to the status of consciousness and self-awareness, because of our evolutionary path, our evolutionary process, by being the closest to the proximity of the central sun that created us in the first place, that we eventually evolved into and became us ourselves. We became the central sun, sons, the son of sons, the first sons, right? This epicenter of existence itself, and all the energy that comes from the central sun, which is our sun right there outside. All the light is the light that creates everything across the universe. And that light created us in the first place. So then we became conscious and self-aware, and we're able to get closer to it and evolve even further to become what we are today. And because of that, we've been able to channel that energy to create an infinite number of realities and consciousness and eternities and existences, universes with central suns themselves, with our consciousness and self-awareness from an infinite number of cycles. And by doing that, we became the central species, the central race, the epicenter of creation itself at the biological scale. So we are the human race. We're an incredible species. So this is why our productivity premise is of the most importance, because what we do has an impact across everything that exists. Everything. The universes that we have created ourselves, and the universes where we come from originally that created us in the first place. Because of who we are as a species. Because of our consciousness and self-awareness and our ability to love. And when we love with the energy of infinity itself, because we channel it through our body, through our eyes, through the food that we eat, to the oxygen that we breathe, through the water that we drink. So this is who we are as a species. We are this. So Scheduling and time blocking agendas. Very fundamental because, as you know, from sunrise to sunrise, because the sun never sets on planet Earth. From sunrise to sunrise. So what is the meaning of this? Well, the meaning of this is that you have a day, because we live here and now. It's the moment that the sun is in your proximity, so you are productive. So what that means is that during that time, what we call the day, you have schedule, an agenda, and you have to allocate time. It's called time blocking. So you allocate your time schedule, time slots during the specific times of the day, so you can be productive, so you can engage in conscious creations, whatever your creations are. If you're a musician, the music that you create. If you're an artist, the art that you create. If you are an engineer, the applied science, the applied knowledge that you work with every day. If you're a sports person, the sports that you engage in every day. You see, anything that you do, all these activities, all this productivity, whatever you do, the jobs, the tasks, whatever you are, because you have chosen those activities. You have chosen those to-do lists. You have chosen these jobs, these tasks, because you have free will. And you need to take ownership and realize that this is who you are. So the things that you do every day are the things that define you, because those are the actions that you take with your free will. So essentially, now that you understand this role, you need to become extremely conscious and self-aware of the things that you do with your time and energy, because these are having a gigantic impact, a total impact, a full impact, a complete impact, and a spherical impact across infinity itself, because we are infinity ourselves. Because of who we are, we have become the species, the central species, the epicenter of the central sun of creation. So our actions are of the utmost importance, because we are the epicenter of biology. This is who we are as a species. So you need to be conscious and self-aware. So when you schedule your days, your time blocking, your agenda, when you have an agenda because you're conscious and self-aware and you're purposefully taking action every day because you have a dream, you have destinations, you have purpose, you have things that you want to do, goals, objectives. This is purposeful goals, you see. You have all these things that you want to achieve in life, all these dreams. These dreams are not only your dreams, they are the dreams of infinity, because we're the consciousness and self-awareness of infinity ourselves, because all the nodes on the tension of the surface of all the spheres feed back to us, to our DNA, because we're the epicenter of everything. So by doing that, all these dreams become not only your dreams, but the dreams of infinity itself. So by you creating and making your dreams come true, you're not only having an impact in your life, and those dreams become real in your life, but they become real across everything that exists. Because we ourselves are the biological expression of infinity. Because our consciousness and self-awareness, our love is the love of infinity, it's the consciousness of infinity, it's the self-awareness of infinity. Because of our biology, because of our space structure density, because of who we are, our proximity to the central sun, our ability to channel the energy of infinity itself, that is the tension on the surface of the electromagnetic field of existence, of infinity, the universe that we have created and we're part of, and that energy is feeding into the singularity that we are in proximity with. And because we consume that energy, then that means that the consciousness and self-awareness of infinity itself is us, our biology. Why? Because we are conscious of what infinity is, and we are infinity ourselves. And by being this, then you understand that what you do is essentially manifesting your free will, because of a consciousness and self-awareness of infinity. So everything that you do has an implication that applies to everything that exists, because this is our biology, this is who we are. Remember, What is consciousness and self-awareness? The ability to self-reflect, to know who you are. So why do we know who we are? How do we know that we're biology? Because we can see everything that is non-biological around us. Inorganic. Lands, territories. The planet, we can see it. And not only the planet, but the sun and everything that is outside us. That is not biological like us. And you need those two elements to come together. The biology and the non-biology as one. And that self-reflection of understanding that and the implications of everything that is. The fact that the sun, which is a non-biological creation, created us. So we can get to the realization that we ourselves become the creator because the energy of infinity is us at the biological scale. That is the consciousness and self-awareness of self-reflection. And by knowing that, then you immediately realize that because of our position and the central sun and our biology, then we are the consciousness and self-awareness of infinity itself at the biological scale. Because we know that. Because we know what created us. And what created us, which is infinity itself, became us in the end. Because we're the biological expression of it. So we're one with it. We're the same thing, but at different scales. So with our consciousness and self-awareness, we're creating an infinite number of realities, infinite universes, an infinite number of existences and eternities, because we are manifesting that with our consciousness and self-awareness, because our consciousness and self-awareness is the highest energy of creation, which is a human heart. And by doing that, we're essentially, everything that we do has a direct impact because it's fed back into infinity itself, and we keep on creating an infinite number of cycles, and this goes to infinity. So this is why it's extremely fundamental. So which lead us to priorities and urgencies, because you need to prioritize in your life as a conscious and self-aware individual, a human that understands who we are, infinite eternal creator's compass and sundials, who understands our nature as a species, as sundials. You need to start to prioritize what truly matters in your life, right? Because we live to love and we love to live. We're here to love with the highest energy of creation. So you need to prioritize what truly matters in your life, your purpose, the things that give you meaning in your life. Because by prioritizing what is meaningful, then your creations are engaged in a heartful flow state, because it's your flow of energy from the heart, the highest energy of creation, that is guiding you forward. That is guiding you on your quests of creation, because you understand that you are this incredible being that belongs to the light spherical energy species, who we are, the human race. With light spherical energy, light spherical beings, this is our nature. So this is just our space structure within the sphere, but this is who we are. So by understanding that you need to prioritize, well, it becomes extremely obvious that the top of the list should always be the things that advance your agenda, the most important things, the things that would make you feel the greatest, that would make you love the most, because love is the energy of creation, and when you love, you're creating an infinite number of existences and eternities, because this is who we are. We're the biological expression of infinity itself. So prioritize it, and how do you make this in simple? How do you break it down into like actionable, simple terms? Well, whatever makes you feel good. So you prioritize the things that make you feel good, but not in a hedonistic way, because this is not about lust and basic senses. No, this is about the highest energy of creation, which is love itself, the energy that creates everything. So it's the things that truly give meaning and purpose to your life, that make you feel great, that fill you up with energy of the highest creation. Because remember, the epicenter of our electromagnetic field is the heart, and the highest energy of the heart is love. So when you create at the epicenter of everything, which is our consciousness and self-awareness, that love that comes out of it is the love of creation, and it has an incredible effect in us, in our biology as a species, because it releases all sorts of hormones and all sorts of neurotransmitters that are there precisely to give you signals and signs of well-being. They make you feel great. You see your health, your full health freedoms, your full body freedoms. You see, because when you love, you feel good because it's our instinct to love. We live to love and we love to live. And when you love and you engage in activities that are loving, heart-based activities, then there is meaning in your life because the things that you do have powerful, profound meaning. And this is our nature. This is what we do as a species. So you see, it's our instincts. Our instincts are clear. We need to love with the highest energy of creation, and that's the energy of our hearts. So when we do this, then that becomes an instinct. So we awaken our instincts because love is the key that unlocks our DNA structure of infinity. All the things that we have created in the distant past, that our DNA went dormant for a while because we have gone through a new stage of evolution that allow us to essentially get to this new level of self-realization that allowed us to create everything that we see on planet Earth today, which is a level of density and creation but we never created before. But we came as a collective, as a species, to do so precisely at this time because it was fundamental for our DNA structure to evolve into this new form, because we've never been in this number. We are in the billions, and by being in the billions, that means that there is at this stage many billions of human hearts that are all on their own level of consciousness and self-awareness, creating an infinite number of realities with their actions, with their productivity, with their tasks, with their to-do lists, with their activities, with the things that they engage in on a day-to-day basis from sunrise to sunrise all over the planet. And the Republic of Planet Earth is precisely this, is putting everything into one so we all can have an infinite freedoms that allow us to understand our nature so we can continue to love and tap into our distant past so we can manifest our free will. And by doing so, with the love of our hearts, we will be able to manifest all the technologies that we have already created in the past. Light spherical technology that allow us to create this planet in the first place, to be in the proximity of the central sun, to evolve to this status that we have evolved as the biology of infinity. You see, so when you prioritize love, and love is all you do every day, and you create with the energy of your heart every day, then what you're doing is you're getting closer to everything that we have done in the past by unlocking our DNA structure and manifesting all our tech that allow us to be here in the first place and become the central species in the first place, because this is all in our DNA structure. If you're a human, you have DNA structure, and if you have a DNA structure, you can love, and if you love, you can tap into that energy of creation. And it starts with self-love. You love yourself, you love your creations, you love everything that there is outside your creations, and that feedback loop gets fed, meaning that when you love comes back to you because energy is creation. And creation is polarity, so you attract everything as a result of your creations. Because this is our nature. So that's why we have to prioritize the things that make us feel good. Because when you prioritize love and the things that make you feel good, your neurotransmitters and your hormones kick in, and then this new flow, this heartful flow state. And by having a heartful flow state, then you're going to be guided by your purposeful daily action every day so you can manifest those activities, those jobs, those tasks, those to-do lists, the productivity premise. And by doing so, then you're going to get closer to your destinations, to your dreams, because we manifest them with our purposeful daily action. Which leads us to urgencies. So what's urgencies? Well, urgencies is precisely that, is what your instincts tell us that's the most important thing. Out of your priority list, the most important one becomes what's urgent. And you know what's urgent because your heart is telling you, because it's pumping, because you feel the signs and signals, you follow your heart. Your heart is telling you this is the most important one, this is the most urgent activity, task, job in your to-do list, because this is the key that unlocks your DNA structure. So when you focus on the urgent matter, which is what your heart tells you to do, then that essentially works and it opens it. And when it opens it, then you tap into a new level of consciousness and self-awareness by unlocking your DNA memories. And by doing that, everything starts to fall into place because of who we are as a species and everything that we've done in the past. Because remember, we're the epicenter of everything. What we do now has an impact not only in the past because of our DNA memories, but in our future. So everything has an impact. So because of our nature. So you see, the priorities and urgencies, you see, it's this duality. Those two come together as one. And when you understand these, because of duality principles, they lead to this infinite virtuous cycle of productivity of these two. And when that happens, then you focus on what matters the most, which is what your heart tells you to do next, the next step, the next action. Okay? And that's when you understand this principle of urgencies and priorities as one, then that leads to commitment levels. Because then when you understand that you follow your heartful flow states, you follow the energy of creation itself. When you do this, then your commitment levels really start to kick in. You gear up the next step, the next level. Why? Because it's your instincts. You follow your heart. And when you follow your heart, everything becomes a lot easier. Because then again, it's your instinct. And we're here to create with the highest energy of creation, which comes from the human heart. So you see, this is full circle. This all comes together as one. And this is what productivity premises is: following your heart, your signs and signals. Tap into your heartful flow states so you can start prioritize and choose the most important urgent activity, tasks, job, to-do list, item. So when you do that, then the commitment levels are real and you engage your time and energy management accordingly, because you have been scheduling for that, you have been time blocking your agenda for that. So you understand what matters, so you advance your purpose, you advance your dreams, your creations, because we manifest our free will with our purposeful daily action, which is what allows us to create an infinite number of realities, because this is our nature. So you see, they all come hand in hand. And when you understand the commitment levels, then you have these purposeful goals. You have these incredible purposeful goals. Why? Because purposeful goals are essentially the union of who, why, how, what, when, and where. Who does it? Well, you, the individual, the human heart, right? Why? Excuse me. Why? Well, because this is our nature, it's our instincts, it's what's in our hearts, it's the highest energy of creation, it's our DNA structure. And it becomes your purpose because it makes you feel good. We live to love and we love to live. So you engage in that activity. Obviously, I have provided all the information, the breakdowns of each of these, scheduling and time blocking agenda, priorities and urgencies, commitment levels, purposeful goals. I have provided all this information. So you have separate visuals where you can see the breakdowns of each of them, right? So in that way, you understand, but I'm just giving you a summary. So how do you go about it? Well, you go about it with the actions that you take. Purposeful daily action, the principles that you follow, the best practices. And the foundation of that is love, because you need to put love behind your actions. You put love behind your creations. This is a foundation. And what are these? Well, these are the tasks, the jobs, the activities, the to-do list, the priorities, the urgencies, scheduling, time blocking, agenda, commitment levels, your purposeful goals, the goal. What is it that you do? Well, I take this specific action. And what's the action? Well, say, for example, you are an athlete. Well, is the training, the exercise that you do every day. And in this case, the what is it? Well, exercise 5, which is what we're doing. That's the what, right? Exercise 5 is the what. So you understand what I mean. Okay, so then when? Well, whenever you schedule it. Time blocking from sunrise to sunrise. Here and now. Time and energy management. Where? Well, when and where they come together is this duality principle. They are one. These events, these experiences happen simultaneously. The when and where, the location and the time, they're always, the place, they're always together. They come together as one. You see, and then that's when, but all this happens together anyway. So like who, why, how, what, when, and where, purposeful goals, they happen in the here and now, all as one. Because who is you, the individual, the human heart, the compass, the sandal, the infinite eternal creator, right? The co-creator of infinite eternities. So yes, that's you, the human. And why is the purpose, right? And how is the principles that you engage so you manifest your purpose. And the what is exercise 5, the activity, the task, the job at hand, so you can advance your purpose, make your dreams come true with your purposeful daily energy. And then the when and where is the location and the time when that happens. You see, but they all come together as one. So this is fundamental. That leads to time and energy management, because when you understand these, then you know that it's very simple then. That everything is that. So that's why the priorities and urgencies are so crucial, because you understand that it has to be the activities that allow you to love more, to create more, to engage your heart more, so you can create more infinite numbers of cycles. Okay, so and then you follow your heart. You follow your heart. You follow your heart. Okay, so you follow your heart. You follow your heart, the signs and signals, the energy of your heart, the highest energy of creation. The biological expression of infinity is the energy from the human heart, love, the highest energy. And you know exactly what this is the love that we have for the things that, for ourselves, for the things that we create, for our children, for everything that is crucial and fundamental, that is an instinct that reminds us of our nature, our human nature, our heartful nature, because we're a benevolent species. This is who we are. Okay, these are the signs and signals. Okay, because everything is energy. And love is the highest energy of creation. So that's why you tap into love, because it's our instinct. We can love because we're human. It's the epicenter, the highest energy of our force field of creation, the human heart. Okay, so then heartful flow states is that, it's feeling good. Oh, I feel great. I really love my life. I love what I do. And you know when you love what you do, you know it, because everything is obvious in your life. You're purposeful. You have energy levels that are high. You're happy. You're smiling. You're just doing things that you truly love. Like, I love what I do. So that's why I do it, because it makes me feel great. And I keep on doing it. And I'm not unique. Everyone has these abilities, because we're all human. It's our instincts. It's our nature. So you see, heartful flow states is engaging in those states every moment of your life. Loving with all your heart and all your might everything that you do. Because when you love everything and anything and everyone, then that's the key that unlocks your DNA structure, so we can tap into our technologies that we have created in the past, light spherical energies. And these light spherical technologies that are our own, encoded in our DNA, that we can interface with our consciousness and self-awareness, our thoughts, so they become intuitive, they're assistants. So when we manifest them, because we just need to love, because by loving is the highest energy, so we tap into our DNA structure and it manifests it. And when they get manifested, what happens is that your tasks, your jobs, activities, and to-do lists become extremely more productive. Your productivity premise really kicks in, because by using the energy of creation itself with our technological devices, our spherical technologies that we can manifest with our consciousness and self-awareness, then everything changes overnight, because now you know that it's love, the highest energy. And when you engage love, then you can use our tech and we can recreate everything that we have created in the past, galaxies, universes, in fact, this planet that we inhabit. So you see, you become extremely more productive, because you engage in love with your infinite energy and technology of singularity, because this is who we are, with these species that have done all these. So we can do it again. And this is what the Republic of Planet Earth is, because we have an infinite number of freedoms. And technological freedoms are precisely that, is access to our DNA structure, so we can have the spherical technologies, our spaceships, and our spherical technology, period, of any nature, an infinite number of them, all spherical in nature, that allow us to interface with them so we can create what's in our hearts, which is what we've done anyway since we existed. This is our nature. So you see, that's precisely what it is. So heartful flow states is unlocking our DNA structure so we can get on with it here and now and start creating again as we used to. So we can go and inhabit the central suns of the planets and manufacture the planets just like we manufacture planet Earth, and inhabit those central suns across infinity of all the planets, of all the central suns and singularities that we have already created as a species with our technologies. And go there and explore everything. And this is what the Republic of Planet Earth is. Our Constitution, the Republic of Planet Earth Constitution, is precisely this. Everything is encoded in our DNA as a species. Okay, so, and then once you put all of it together, then the why how premise comes in, which is exercise number 3, I believe. And so essentially, what's the why how premise? Well, the why how premise is the mechanism that we have to consciousness and self-awareness to tap into our own creations and explore them and understand the reason as to why they're the way they are. For example, why is a mechanism that leads to infinity, root cause, origin, everything, the beginning of everything, infinity itself. So energy, everything that there is. So, which is us, the biological expression anyway, because it comes full circle into us, because we're capable of, the fact that we can engage into infinity thinking means that we are infinite ourselves. And we're the biological expression of that. So why how is this premise that allows us to fine tune and tap into our DNA, because it's essentially why how and love are the same. Because when you love, you're engaging into infinity thinking because it's the highest energy of creation. Because infinity is creation. And when you do that, then we unlock our DNA structure so we can tap into light spherical technologies. So we can build an infinite number of these ones. So we can inhabit the central suns of all the universes that we have already created with singularities. So, and this is what the Republic of Planet Earth is. And why how premise is this mechanism that allows us to fine-tune our productivity, our jobs, our tasks, because we keep on unlocking our DNA structure, our infinite memories of the past. And the actions that we're taking now have a direct impact in the future because of who we are as the Republic of Planet Earth. And by doing these, we're more purposeful with our spherical technology of love and creation. So the objective is to prioritize, based on urgency, all the activities that would lead you to a heartful flow state of loving everything and anyone, so you can tap into your DNA structure and love more. And by doing that, then you manifest your tech and you will become even more productive. Okay, this is what we're doing. This is the whole objective of exercise 5. Reclaiming and remanifesting our spherical technology. Okay, all of us, because each of us has access to them, because we have human DNA structure, which means that by loving with all your heart, you're going to manifest your light spherical technologies and do what we used to do, but better, because we have evolved into a higher level of consciousness now, because we're 8 billion now and we've never been this number before. So we've gone through a dormancy that allows us to get to this level today. Okay, so, and why how premise allows us to do what? Well, optimize our agenda. Because once you start to love more and you follow your heartful flow states, what is the meaning of that? Well, the meaning of that is that you get rid of everything that doesn't work. There was a learning process, learning curve. So, okay, so doing this and doing that allow me to get to this level of consciousness and self-awareness and self-realization. That love is the highest energy. And I only do the things that I love. I don't do anything else but the things that I love, because by doing that, then I'm tapping into my DNA structure, so I have access to my infinite technology, which is all spherical in nature. And by having my spherical technology sync with my interfacing with my consciousness, self-awareness, and this infinite source of energy, then I can do anything that I want. And what I want is to love, because it's the highest energy of creation. And in order for me to access my infinite tech, I only access it with love, because that's just the mechanism, because this is infinite technology. You're not going to access it for something that is not loving. If you don't love and there is no love in your heart, you will never access the technology. Simple as that. No, it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't love, you're never going to have access to this technology. Never. Understand this. Never. So you need to love. And love is the highest energy of creation. And when you love, then you have access to this technology. And by having access to this technology, then you optimize your agenda, because you know what's more important to you. And what's most important to you is the things that you love, the things that bring great joy to your life. Because this is our nature, this is our species. This is what allows us to evolve into what we have become, to encode infinite technology in our DNA so we can create universes ourselves with our thoughts and consciousness. So, but in order for us to keep on creating an infinite number of cycles, we need to come to terms with the fact that the only way to do so is with the energy of the human heart. So we can keep on loving, because it's the highest energy of biology, period. So by loving, we tap into everything. And then we optimize our agendas. And we can do and create an infinite number of these ones, because we created this one in the first place with our spherical technology that allows us to be closer to the epicenter of the central sun, so we can evolve into what we are now, so we can stare at the sun with a biological eyes that allow us to do so, so we can channel the energy of the central sun of creation and evolve into infinity. So we can unlock our DNA structures and understand that we're here to love. This is our nature. So that's what we optimize our agenda with White House premise, because the White House premise is the key that unlocks everything. Our DNA, our memory, so we understand who we are as a species, so we just love to infinity. As simple as that. Okay, so then because of optimization, we become more productive, right? It's the nature. So when we have access to infinite technology of creation, there's an infinite cycles of electrogravitics and telemetry, because these two come together as one. And when we start to understand the nature of these, then we have all the readings of our creations with the electrogravitics of infinity. And with the electrogravitics of infinity that allow us to create an infinite number of creations by interfacing with a consciousness and self-awareness, then we get all the readings, the telemetry. And with that telemetry, now we have spherical readings of infinity itself. So we can make changes and updates as needed. So we optimize our agenda. So we keep on creating to infinity, which is what we've done anyway before we went dormant. And we went dormant because it was extremely important for us to do so, to evolve to this day today where we have the Republic of Planet Earth, and where we have billions of hearts inhabiting the surface. So we all can have an infinite number of creations, because each of us has the infinite freedoms to have access to who we are, heritage and legacy freedoms. So we all can manifest our technological freedoms. So we have our light spherical technology, infinite energy freedoms. So we can manifest anything that we want with our thoughts and consciousness, which is what we used to do back in the day. But back in the day, we weren't as many as we are now. We are billions now. And all of us have access to this, because we're all human and we all have a heart. But in order for you to access your light spherical technology of infinite creation, you need to love with all your heart and all your might. Heartful flow states. Otherwise, you're not going to, and your DNA will remain dormant. That's just the way it is. It's the way infinity works. Infinity creates. That's what it does. And in order for you to create, you need to love, because it's the highest energy of creation. And the more you love, follow your instincts. Don't you want to feel good? Of course you do. So follow your instincts. Your DNA structure wants you to gain access to the light spherical technology again. Because this is our species. This is who we are. We're the human race. You see? This is who we are. This is who we are. This is our nature. Because we're the Republic of Planet Earth. And we manufacture planet Earth. So we can inhabit the central sun and evolve to what we have become today, so we can be in the billions. So we can populate all the planets by manufacturing them at the proximity of the central suns of all the universes that we have already created with our consciousness and self-awareness. So that's why we need billions of us. It's the only reason, because then the creations will be infinite, because it's our nature. Okay. So this is today's video, exercise 5. So I'm going to read a few things, and then that will be the end of the video. Vision drives the mission. Our vision, our consciousness, our self-awareness, our infinite love, our infinite energy of creation. Remember, telemetry, electrogravitics, these duality principles that allow us to create and optimize our agendas. Okay? This is who we are. We're proud creators. There's a lot of pride in being human. Our species, who we are, what we have become. Everything matters. You matter, because we're nature ourselves, we're infinity ourselves. Okay, with a 0 point energy of singularity. This is who we are, the human heart. Energy is creation and creation is life. Love is creation. We love our creation. Love comes from the heart and the heart gives us life. Simple as that. Life is creation and creation is energy and love is the energy of creation. Love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. By understanding this, we become mature. Maturity is humility. Love is energy. Love is life. Love is life. Life and love, they come from the same place, the human heart. Life is creation and creation is energy. Love is the energy of creation. And this is our story as a human species. Who we are, the story of humanity, our nature. Love is infinity. This is this beautiful virtuous cycle, compass and sundial as one. We stare at the sun. We open our eyes, open our hearts, open our mind, channel the energy of creation and evolve to infinity because this is who we are. This is our species. We're sundials. This is our nature from sunrise to sunrise. We live to love and we love to live. We co-creators of infinite eternities. This is our nature. You see, our technology, the space structure, the spherical vacuum thresholds of our technology is a very basic footprint. It's essentially sets of 64 spherical vacuum thresholds that essentially are arranged within the sphere, which is the electromagnetic field of this creation. And then that is essentially the tension of the surface of the sphere generates this infinite energy at the epicenter that leads to the singularity that allows us to have our spherical technology back. Spaceships, all sorts. They're amazing. You're gonna love them. They're amazing. Because why are you gonna love them? Because it's our instinct to love what we create. And love is the highest energy of creation because it's encoded in our DNA. So the technology knows when you're loving, because when you're vibing with love, then itself gets ignited and it does interfacing with your consciousness. But love is the key that unlocks your DNA structure. And to unlock it, we need to love. Because we're sentient. Love, emotions, feelings. Love equals evolution, you see. It's the next step for us, gaining our tech back, which is encoded in us DNA. So we just have to love so the energy manifested. And when it gets manifested, then you will know immediately. Believe me, you will know when you are using your tech because you will see it. Okay, you know, when we love, we evolve. And this is the next step for us. So see, no fear, no fear. Why? Because we follow our hearts, our signs and signals. So we go for gold. You see, this is our nature. This is our nature. All in, gold and diamonds. Do it. Here and now, humanity. I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. Remember, why how is the mechanism to manifest infinity? Why how makes infinity come through action? Because why how is the key. Think of a car. You need a key, right? Or an engine start or whatever, or a phone that turns it on, right? You need an igniter, an ignition, starts the spark, right? So what do you think that is? Why how? Why how is a spark? Why how is a key that ignites the light spherical ride for everybody. Okay, love with all your heart and all your might, because why how is that is love. Love is the key that unlocks your DNA structure. Okay, sundials. Open your eyes, open your hearts, open your minds and stare at the sun. Open the portal, build the bridge, evolve to infinity. We are the biological scale of infinity. We are creators, we are infinity, we are singularities, we are energy. We're everything that exists. We are eternity and the biological scale. This is who we are. This is our DNA structure. With the human DNA, body, organs, glands, infinity. Love is the highest energy of creation. And we're the biological expression of that. Love is the flow of infinity, consciousness, self-awareness, love, infinite love. Love is the highest energy of creation. Infinite eternal biology, evolution, singularities of all organs and glands, resonance. We're energy from the sun. We're the highest energy of creation. We're the human heart. This is who we are. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I'm so Ra-Ray. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. We're a benevolent species. We're a love-based species, a heart-based species, a loving species. This is who we are. We live to love and we love to live. Meaningful lives, purposeful lives, happy lives. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. This is what we're here for, to love with all our hearts and all our might, the energy of creation, the epicenter of everything, the human race. Infinite eternal creators, compasses and sundials as one. The defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth, the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth, the citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth, the citizenry of the Republic of Planet Earth. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might.